Yeah, they're trying their best. They're getting a couple of good chances, but so far here, they haven't been able to find a clean shot on target. Steve's going to try and change this one as they do get a good pass out to change in the corner. The 50-50 is going to delay the attack, but only momentarily. Homie will find an open net and slot that one in, and finally, we do have a goal on the board, and it's in favor of Ignister.
Yeah, looking at the past 2 minutes. A 1-goal deficit, maybe even 2 if Change can score this. He's going to rip it off the backboard straight to Scarth, and this is what I mean, Homie. He took that chance as last man and realized that his teammate was rotating it once again. Homie, he rips it from an angle, and Ignister are on fire.
This is a ridiculous angle from Homie. Recognizes, hey, this isn't on target, so let me just bang this one.
Always expecting your teammate to go for it, and when they don't go, you want to take Forto, but at the same time, you don't want to double commit. So it's a very tough situation to be in if the rotations aren't on point. Gus has an open net at a little bit of an angle, but he has to score those every day of the week, and he does indeed do score that on this lovely little Sunday. So as I said, every day of the week.
Luckily enough, they have warmed up and they've gotten better and better as time has gone on. They need to hold on for at least another 30 seconds now because there's a chance for Ignister to tie this one up as they do have an offense off the backboard. Siva is there and bar down and in. And indeed, they will tie this one up in Hyferia. 20 seconds. We might just be going to overtime.
And Gus and Scarth, nobody challenged. The first two, this ball aim still gets the better of him though, and Change needs to take a dribble out. That's a fortunate boost spawn, so he can take it a little bit further. Siva still takes control. Gus, it's a good intention, it's just not really going to work out the way he would like to. Ames, who's been such a mechanical bar, passes it to Gus, and Gus fires it to the back of the net, and we do have a game of 5 on our hands.
They were not quite done, and all it did indeed take was one defensive blunder. Change just a little bit too aggressive. Are definitely in favor right now, Hyferia. They are itching for this goal. They need to try and get themselves a good offense, and they need to keep this one away. Homie with a clear out to the side will stop the offense for now, but it's illegal! No! Scarf gonna finish this one, and after we complimented Siva on his defense all game and all series, one
coming through for Sheesh. It does not really look threatening for either team right now, so it's looking very likely that we head to overtime.
Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Fawn's got an opportunity here. 50-50 in front of the net, and Dead Game will find it. Kaka finally going to make up for a couple of mistakes throughout this game and will indeed have the final shot of the game, or at least I've got to think so. Out to the center. No one's home, though, and Fawn is instead going to have to collect this one back out at midfield and restart again. Oh, but a good drop-down pass, but Kaka can't quite contain it. Again, good offensive pressure for Donkey Squad, but when it comes time for them to find a well-developed play, they decide to throw it on defense here. I'm not sure what the plan was with this challenge out of Fawn, but this was nowhere even close to the touch from Kaka.
Not expecting to for Cobo not to use the flip initially and then only use it for the recovery. It's an incredibly smart play. I'm not too sure whether it was necessarily intended, but I want to assume so, because that shows why Rocket League can be so inventive. Once again, Cobo does it. The solo finds its entire way through with a delayed flip.
And there's the offense we've been looking for. To be honest, out of either team here, Cabo just getting in the way, playing a nuisance type. Comes Sheesh now. They're playing aggressively once again and want to try and get a third goal for security. But to be honest, with the time that I've taken to explain this, 15 seconds have surpassed. Actually, 20 seconds have passed now. And I'm starting to wonder, oh my word, if the comeback is possible. I'm going to say no, because when you can hit shots like that, there goes all the confidence that could have maybe been there for Donkey Squad. It was going to be a pretty mellow game that was going to be very similar to what they saw in Sheesh in the last game, and that they'd start to get used to that pace of play. But now we're seeing a variation. It's no longer all go, go, go. And, well, apparently it's going to help Donkey Squad because despite 2 players in net, Sheesh still seem a bit unprepared for the shot.
That's a great pass combo, though. That's a great...
Can't quite get the follow-up. Instead, tries to play this one safely and sees if they can try and control it out from midfield, but cannot quite do so. And again, another counterattack, this time for Donkey Squad, but Cabo will make the save, but won't be able to make the follow-up. Matra will find the shot, and 1-0, Donkey Squad open up the scoreline.
Oh my, his frat was just a little bit awkward right there, and one of them, I think, needed to pre-jump. Actually, Kobo might have just own-goaled that.
100% did.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't want to guarantee, but it looked as if Sprat might have been equal to it. Finn has a free touch, and when he's been incredibly lethal, that Musty was about as slow as a tractor trying to drive out his own driveway. Kaka, that is a lot quicker though. Kaka, that is absolutely beautiful.
Oh my word, and with the back of his car too. This was with the butt of his car. Dude opened up his trunk as he did this one.
It would still work since we're an OCE, and pretty much all of them used to be prisoners, right? If we go back in history. So, in theory, sure, it still works. Hazard, oh my word, he almost was an offender there, getting that kind of angle, but it's still CJM who pops it into the back of the net.
I think the word I'm looking for there is attacker, and I can definitely tell you what has a bit of an attacker here with the most heads-up play. I have no idea who's going to come out on top, because right now both teams are making huge errors on defense and offense.
Usually what they do is just stay in free play for a little bit or do something like that, and it very much shows since the rotation. But the mechanics are still on point. That's exactly what I mean. Thank you, Baked Potato, for exactly illustrating my point.
That was a phenomenal flip reset and just the littlest touch to pop that one around. Big Goose, they are getting some good offensive pressure here, but now it's time for them to prove that they convert when necessary. Toby has a shot, but it goes high, and Bluey's follow-up is a bit too lackluster. And now in a 1v2, Scout and Baked Potato. Scout will get the clear, but CJM right behind him, chasing him off the ceiling. But Bluey with a shot, and finally, Big Goose do take the lead here. A much better turnaround, and after 7 shots in under 2 minutes, they find the first goal. Scout out at midfield is not going to allow the counterattack to develop quite yet. CHP are desperate to try and get a good offense together here, but as this midfield presence develops for Big Goose, they are getting better and better, and shots like that out of Toby prove exactly why they are on top 2-0.
Big Goose turning into massive moves.
Feel like the first goal is going to come off of a defensive error because both teams are playing so incredibly aggressively right now. They can't keep up this pace of play forever. One missed touch, one missed opportunity, and that is all that it takes, and CJM will be the first one to score as he gets a nutty shot from up top.
And this might seem like a defensive error. Pose himself up for a passing opportunity, gets it past Toby. That's nowhere near on target. Hazard takes a controlling touch. Scout very much recognizes that and shuts it down. Within the instant it happens, Big Potato is actually going to continue this aerial. Toby was not expecting it. Goes to the back where CJM, all he needs to do is get it on target since Bluey was getting bullied in the net, and CJM scores the both goals for the CHP, and that means that they will move on to match point. They should be able to go and grab some. CGM grabs the 100 pad in mid, rips it to the backboard once again. He's just kind of throwing away, see whatever Big Goose does with it. It's a good infield pass for Baked Potato, then rips it to the back of the net, and that is the lead for CHP.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine with a touch like that from Scout that it was going to be a bit dangerous. That one was right to the other team, and a good heads up.
Big Goose, I don't think it's worthy for them to go out this game, but if CGM can score that, that might just change my opinion. Hazard, he attempts it as well, but it's going to be Scout a little bit awkward on the blue goal line, and lets Bluey take over. CGM now once again on the side will pass it to Hazard. There's infield passing plays. They need to be careful of it because that's the second time that's worked out for CHP.
Oh, they're starting to click so beautifully here. Some really nice.
Need to do now is just hold on and extend those touches. They don't even need to get it on target. They just need to be outpacing their opponent, and they seem to be doing a pretty good job of that. As CGM actually gets an opportunity to bury this. That means that Big Goose are also buried, and that will be CHP with 13 seconds left. Bearing an absolute miracle. They will be out of the defense. Daisu, that's an absolute boomer, just the wrong way. And they did say boomer mode at the start. Well, who knows what they will be getting. Schmooper getting an absolutely unnecessary flip reset. Asmo rips one directly after. Daisu now looks for the bump on Kuma, who evades it, but also with that evades the ball. Passing towards the center. Sour, that's not a great touch. That's just a layup for the sweeper, and he's gonna bury that into the back of the net.
Oh, yikes. That one felt bad. I am so sorry that that had to happen to you, Sour, because you were trying your best to just keep that easy goal like that and just giving it up so quickly. And oh my word, thought Schmoop might have also just given up another own goal. What a heartbreaking way to start that would have been, but Vertex will not convert for now. Excuse me, I'm gonna eat my words, because just as I thought maybe SSD had survived, they get scored on for the second time now. 50-50 will continue the offense for Vertex, or at least I thought they did. Schmoop, though, somehow going to get a good dribble here, and Kuma will have to try and jump into the way, stumbling over my words as I recognize that both teams are really playing this one, I'd say, a little bit carelessly, and that's what happens when you do so. Sour is going to convert here off a waterfall pass from a missed touch on the backboard.
The sweeper really should have gotten that one at the...
Neither team looking like they've got momentum in their favor. All it's going to take is either one defensive error or one banger of a goal. And right now, with the way that both of these teams are playing, I have no idea which one's going to come first.
Well, I know.
Never mind.
Schmoop. I guess a mistouch. I didn't even know what happened. Sweeper just decided to back off. Oh, he fell off the post, and that GC boost really... Kuma might have an opportunity, rips it back towards Asmo. He's going to rip that very high, but that might just land straight into the center. Days on a one-on-one, decides to back out, and Kuma is going to boom it right to him. So it was a good decision out of Days, who reads the play very well. Sour now with an early challenge. That's what I mean. Just an early challenge is exactly what does the job for SSD, and they're going to be on match point already.
And 2 overtime wins in.
Take the 100 pad on his way, not leaving it for anybody but himself. Asmo with an early chance, going to land in Sour's way, but Daisy blocks the shot himself. I don't know whether that was going on target, but it for sure wasn't at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And with about, I was going to say 4 minutes remaining, they're really not going to be happy as they squander an opportunity, but no squandering here for Vertex. They get one good pass out of the center, and they...
Imagine this series ends in a sweep and an own goal as well at the end of it. That would be terrible in all regards. Sweeper with an open net, I guess. I'm not too sure where he found that, but I guess I'm not too sure. Daisy just throws it center. Sour was looking for the demo. I genuinely don't know where Schmoop went. I genuinely...
We go to 5 overtimes in a row. It's an appropriate way to end, but boy, oh boy, that might be the most stretched out series I've ever seen.
It might just be, it could just happen. Yesterday it happened, I'm pretty sure, to SK Gaming against Guild, so it might just happen here as Kuma rips it with a musty. Nobody back once again. Solid Schmoop drive. Their defense is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no, and this is one way to swing the momentum in your favor when you can hit a...
Oh my, that is a terrible miss of the backward. They're not getting punched whatsoever, though. And Sweeper also gets in the way of the shot from Schmoop. Right now, Vertex, that should have been a goal for the SSD, but they do get away, and now they actually go down the other end, and Vertex get another one into the back of the net. That is a 2-goal lead now, and they might just continue this pace. And Kuma looks to fake out Dazu. Dazu still gets the challenge on it, though. And Schmoop, that's a decent touch. Can he actually get a pass or maybe even get a center? It's going to be too Sour, but why 50? Oh, that should... I don't like this pass. I don't like this. This should never have been a goal.
I mean, listen, it maybe shouldn't have been a goal, but look at this pre-flip out of Dazu. That's it. They look poised to do so because they've been getting more and more chances on offense every single second. But if you rip a shot like that, Sour, it's not going to matter. Ooh. Shots like that are what we need to see, as Schmoopinator will indeed even up the game.
Vertex, I don't know why, but they kind of seem prone to and just annoyance in the game, so I'm not too... They're not going to be happy with this whatsoever. SSD, they have equalized the game right here. Vertex, obviously the game's not over. Even if this minute does run out, they will go to overtime in yet another incredibly important moment. Sour might just prevent that over the shot directly, and that's exactly what I mean. Vertex, their defense all of a sudden is crumbling purely from one air dribble. Asmo cross-map Kuma in the corner, wanting to have a little tea party. What are you doing, lad?
Most of this one, this is the first real drive coming out from SSD, and they will not get too much of a look in towards the goal of those Scarf. Low, slow, and lets a chance here for Daesu as we'll just stay in the corner for now.
Scarth, though, got a good pass here. Aims is up and gets the shot on target. A quick 1-2 here, and the counterattack is only but a moment. Blinking, you might miss it, and 2-0 here. Villain Esports up.
There's been some dangerous misses at the defensive end, but it hasn't cost so far. Gus is going to have to hold the midfield. In fact, he might have to hold the defense for a while here as Sour comes in, but it's only going to be battle for the control in the midfield. Well, what an angle. Scarf finds the net as nobody on the orange team expected the shot.
A phenomenal shot by Scarth. Do not want to put that down whatsoever, but like you said, no one expected.
Daisu might have been getting bumped, but actually stay away from that physical play, Villain. So we will not push too hard on this one. Don't want to open up their own net, and probably a good strategy given how many goals have thus far going in from overcommits.
Yeah, a lot of those going in from just weird overcommitments and weird rotations on the back end, so they're starting to get a little bit more aware of that, but unfortunately, one thing they can't quite avoid is the own goal. A player on the line, I believe it was Daisu, was there, but unfortunately, just not quite able to get...
Yeah, we'll see it. And they now have to figure out how to make this one goal. Very similar situation as the last game, as they are on the attack. They are finding some potential chances, but it's gone all the way down to their defensive end.
Oh, and here comes a shot, and that one will ring home. Villain Esports put themselves up by 2, and yeah, SSD, that was just not the touches that they were looking for. Daisu pops that one in the corner, and a good pass. Esports are going to take this, and they're now on match point. A reverse sweep is absolutely possible for SSD, but to say it's likely would be a little bit blasphemous. They've really got to try and turn this one around. As we said, they've had some really weird plays on offense and defense, and while this time they do get a nice shot on target to finish this one out, it's not going to make much of a difference. Still falling by 2 here, and indeed falling by 2 in the series as well.
Desperation here for SSD to get out of defense, and they've done well. Schmoopinator getting that extra touch. Is it enough? It is. Daisu's now got the play, and it's a 1v1 up against Scarth. Scarth wins. Another shot. Gus gets a save. So many touches. Aims. Does he get it out? Schmoopinator will score.
Oh my word, my hands were above my head. I was about to pull my hair out with that play. Chaos erupts in front. That might have just secured them the game. Oh my word, as they almost get a second goal as well. But now SSD just need to waste time. Or matter of fact, how about instead they just secure it? Daisu with a ripper in air, and all of a sudden 2-0. It's looking bleak, Yumi. I'm not quite sure if Villains have the time. I think we might just be going to game.
James is able to get that clear any which way, and it was good defensive passing coming out from Villain. Ames getting a solid win, but Schmoopinator dunks him towards the net as well. But it's now a breakaway. Ames has an open net, and he'll find it. Second goal. It looks like Villain may be going through to the grand finals if they keep this up.
They are starting to figure out how to get this offense together. Really struggling to find a clean shot on target. The only player so far with any offense is Daisu with 4 shots. Meanwhile, Sour and Schmoopinator still not able to find themselves a shot and struggling to keep the defense together, as well as Scarth puts in a 3rd.
And finding such good passes as well. They're playing really aggressive in the face, not giving any. A goal replay of just one player driving from one end to the other and hitting the ball straight into the net. That's how many misses happened in that last play. That's where the desperation happened. This should be goal number 5 as well, as Ames does get a great angle on it. I thought it might take 2 players to be able to finish it off, but Ames does it all himself.
A little bit of assist from Schmoopinator. Gotta, you know, sometimes respect the shot, notices how clean it was, and goes, I'll finish it.
You definitely think that on a mechanical level you'd expect that Sheesh would be in the advantage there, but maybe Greatest Gaming Gamers can take it from pure individual level, but Sprat is beating them out just solo, gets the win, gets the play as well, as Change was running back. Siva has to come in for a late challenge, and he gets the first.
Already we're starting to see why we said Sheesh are the favorites in this competition. But Greatest Gaming Gamers are not quite out of this one yet. Homie is there with the follow-up, and they will score. A kickoff goal immediately equalizes, and all of that hard work for Sheesh is erased in just a moment.
Great kickoff from Change, and Sprat dives thinking Seaver's going to take the shot. Smart work from him to hit that one against the backboard and let the follow-up happen to a completely open net. So it doesn't matter how much work you put in to score. Letting in kickoff goals, it's not going to last too long, and that's kickoff goal number 2. Homie in the top of the net.
Well, maybe this is how they're going to win this one. If they can't necessarily win it in a back and forth, how about just kickoff goal after kickoff goal 2? Sheesh apparently really affected by the nerves as they're going to give up a goal at the end of the game here. No, they're not. They're going to be a save from Greatest Gaming Gamers. They're going to leave Siva in a 1v2, and all of a sudden, it's 3-3. What just happened?
Why was there the overcommit from Greatest Gaming Gamers? They didn't need a goal. They just needed to get the ball down to the ground or in somewhere away from but, well, they've been punished heavily, and now we go into an overtime.
What? I don't know what to say right now. I'm beyond confused. I thought that this game was over, and it is indeed over. All of that just for Greatest Gaming Gamers to get the win anyways. 10 seconds into overtime, and Change will finish this one out.
And I'm going to call that
A little bit of miscoordination. It will not go punished, though, as Greatest Gaming Gamers are playing this one pretty patiently, just trying to control that midfield here. She's trying to play a little bit more aggressively, and I do like the change-up, but they need to find a clean shot, and well, they just might find one here. Ghost is up, and indeed they will. 1-0 here. Sheesh with a great coordinated pass out of the corner, and they will find an early lead.
Sprat doing so much work there as well. You're expecting that he's going to look
A 2v1 for Homie, but good demo will at least delay that offense enough, and GGG should be able to break out of their own half here. Homie needs to get a good attack here, though. They need a goal, and they will find it. Pass down to Siva, and a bullet of a shot, and we are all tied up once again.
It's great from Homie as well. That first little touch slowed it down, forced it.
Siva needed to turn on that one, though. They had a huge opportunity to at least keep up the pressure, and instead now here comes Sheesh. Cabo's got a shot, and they will nail it. 3-2 here, and after Greatest Gaming Gamers pulled so hard to tie up this series, they lose that tie within an instant.
That's the teamwork we really wanted to see. Good positioning.
It's going to be absolutely crucial if they want to try and break down this defense of Sheesh, because they are rotating so cleanly right now. As you can see with the early challenge, it forces a flick, and Ghost just gets freedom to do whatever they want. And when you give them that type of freedom, they will score. Sheesh with an early 1-0 lead.
Ghost having some great moments, and that's a good recovery too. Nobody expected.
Does get a nice play out to midfield here, and it's going to allow Sprat a shot as well. Oh my word, but Cabo takes it instead, sees the traffic in front of the net, and redirects this last second perfectly.
I'd also say, I mean, I feel like Cedar's been really, really quiet, and often at times he's meant to be the kind of star of the team. So really interesting to see him not be too involved with the ball whatsoever, not getting too many chances on attack either.
Gaming Gamers had an opportunity off an awkward defense, but can't quite capitalize, and unfortunately this is the name of the game right now. Multiple opportunities arriving for Greatest Gaming Gamers, not only in this game but in the previous one, and still no clean shots to show for it.
Oh, Cabo underneath. Well, I mean, his mum might hate Sprat, he might hate Sprat, but he is using that anger to score some fantastic goals. He's completely fooled Seaver on that.
Double commitment, changed by themselves versus Sprat. Sprat wants the 50-50, but can't quite get it to go. And as Cabo does rush in for the follow-up, it will not go to a goal here. Sheesh trying everything they can, pulling out all the stops and taking some rippers of shots. If the first one doesn't work, the second one will. Cabo redeems themselves within an instant.
And that was great synergy. Cabo knew where Sprat was going to...
80 seconds remaining. They have really struggled to find themselves some solid offense here, aside from one really clean shot, as there are way more shots in favor of Sheesh right now. And speaking of shots, they'll find another one and find a goal to boot. Sheesh up 3-1 with only 70 seconds remaining.
What a touch by Ghost. Difficult enough just to read that bounce.
Came within inches of being able to open up this game. but they are at least going to be able to give themselves another offense here, and they will find the first goal no matter what. Cabo has been loving this right side of the net. A couple of these have been slotted in like this, and usually it's a pass from Ghost. Like, part of that may have been their patience in just trying to feel out the other team and see how they want to play, but at this point, the patience is completely gone, and Sprat has decided to go all offense, all aggression, as they get the second goal with only 9 seconds remaining.
He did. There's been a few moments like that throughout today, and Cabo is going to take a goal too.
Now they'll take what they can get here. Some chaos erupting to start off this game, but Cabo with a good solo play gets around one, pops it just barely over Daezu, and a good pinch against the ground will send it into the... With only 45 seconds remaining, you kind of got to forget about the counterattack and go all offense. If you don't score a goal now, you're going to find yourselves down by a game.
Cabo is just going to stay behind that ball, but it goes into center, straight to Schmoopinator, the perfect pitch. It turned into a pass. Well, they managed to do this by draining all of Cabo's boost. Daezu stayed on the out.
Cabo and Sprat on the back end as a duo. They need to clear this one out, though, but they're not going to. And after struggling to find a goal the entire game, all of a sudden, SSD take a 2-1 lead.
So quick, so fast, and that is just enough. They've got to pass. It wasn't a great kickoff for them, but they do manage to get it to the other end. Eventually, it's a good pass into center for Ghost, and this time he hits true. He strikes it at the top and crossbar it in.
My, oh my, this is a banger of a shot, but an even better pass by Cabo. Team plays again coming to the 8.
There's been a lot more awkward moments as well coming out from Sheesh. Just seemed to be not willing to go for a lot of plays, and that's all. We ended up having multiple of them on top of each other. Ghost looks for the slow play. It's gone into center. It's a great shot by Sprat. He finds the left side of the net where nobody was defending.
That was a phenomenal placement from Sprat. Recognizes that Daisy was just a little bit too far pushed into the center of the net and perfectly places that one. And listen, if Sprat had not already made up for the open net misses we had saw earlier today, that for certain will make up for that one, as all of a sudden Sheesh are going to try a fake kickoff to just waste time, and they will do exactly that. The clock ticking down, forcing SSD into some desperation touches and desperation plays. And the challenge out at midfield might just secure the deal because Cabo will get free reign and 2-0. Sheesh take the win and take the series.
Congratulations to Daezu as well on being the first one out of the game.
A minute 20 into this game. No matter what you call this first game, it's going to be in favor of Sheesh for now. They're continuing to play pretty organized here, but unfortunately, they're finally giving some offensive pressure to their opponents, and Villains, after a sloppy start, clean it up and find themselves the first goal of their game.
And Sprat not able to get to that one, so good couple of plays between Gus and Scarf will open up the net, and this is much better than what we expected to happen. We expected this one to maybe be a warm-up game for Villains, but it looks like they're already ready to go.
They are very ready, but unfortunately, they still need to stay solid on defense because Sheesh are ready to go as well. Immediately able to put themselves back up by 1. Great 50-50 from Cabo and an even better slot in from Ghost. 45 seconds left. All they need is one good offense, and well, this isn't necessarily going to be the one. It's an open net, but Cabo, okay, he does indeed get back there. Tried to play this one a little bit fancy with, I think, a pre-jump aerial, but luckily enough, they will get there before Gus and slot this in for the 3-1. For this one, only gets a 50-50 against Scarf, though, and Sprat has to recover. Does Ghost, though, and all of a sudden, now Cabo has themselves a double touch off the backboard, and all of a sudden, 1-0 once again. Sheesh are the first to strike.
This is the one where Cabo is allowed to slow him down.
See one here at some point in the series just because of the way that Sheesh are, but I did not think it would be the deciding factor here in game number 4. And oh wait, it's not going to be! Ghosts somehow are going to find themselves a shot, and just as soon as we were counting them out, Sheesh will tie up the game with 0 seconds remaining. Sprat by themselves here just has to buy time for the team, and they do exactly that because some misses develop here, and now Sprat will find a phenomenal play to finish this one off, and back and forth between Ghost and Sprat, a phenomenal passing duo, and they will end the game with 3:52 into...
Still have not yet seen Villains get the first goal in this series, and that's when they looked their best in that past series, in that upper bracket, and I think it's about time. I think for the fans, we should at least see one game where they get the first goal.
I mean, listen, I don't disagree with you, but when you can get a goal like this, I think we might just have to give them some... Really did, I believe, have the ability to at least get a game or two in this series, but as it stands right now, they have struggled thoroughly to be able to get any sort of momentum in their favor. But just as I say that, finally the first goal will arrive, and Villains give themselves a shot to continue the series.
Nice push through from Gus. The fact that he flipped through the ball, carried his momentum. Now the danger's there once again, as Villains have really stepped it up. They've shown that they were able to get the 0-second goals, or at least the last second goals, and the danger zone is that might be one more. It does! It goes in off the defender. It's been 3 goals in a row for Villains.
Oh no, that is, oh my word, I don't know what to say. Sheesh playing very aggressively. I've got to imagine they're pretty upset by giving up that 3-0 lead, and to be honest, I can't blame them, especially when now they are down by 1.
Oh, Sprat, a terrible touch. Ghost follows it up, not expecting that Scarf was right there waiting for the challenge.
Half the game remaining. This one has definitely been a lot tenser than before. And while the comeback is still very, very real for Villains, there's a chance for them to try and change the series in their favor. They need to have someone in net to do that. 1-0 here. Sheesh find their first goal of the game.
I don't blame Villains at all. I wasn't trusting Ghost to...
Up for them, they have shown they've got comeback potential. They are never down and out of a game like this, because with 2 minutes remaining, all they need is one good offense, and they'll be right back into this one. And who else but Gus to try and get a solo play here? Can't quite control it out of the corner, though. And Sprat will just play like a nuisance, get in the way, and waste time inevitably. But we mentioned his name once, and he will show up. Gus gonna equalize.
Oh, great pass up by Ames. It looked like it was going to go across. Nobody ready for that one except for Gus. Up to it nice and quickly. And once again, just in great positioning.
Minute 43 remains here. There's definitely a chance that Sheesh can try and pull this back in their favor. But again, we have seen things go from bad to worse for Sheesh on multiple occasions. But... well, Caster Curse had to show its face at least one more time today, and all of a sudden, Sheesh hear me dissing them and go, "You sure about that one? We've got 90 seconds, and now we're up by 2-1. Minute 43 remains here. There's definitely a chance that Sheesh can try and pull this back in their favor, but again, we have seen things go from bad to worse for Sheesh on multiple occasions, but... well, Caster Curse had to show its face at least one more time today, and all of a sudden, Sheesh hear me dissing them and go, "You sure about that one? We've got 90 seconds, and now we're up by 2-1.
Hey, Okabo's been going up in the air slowly for so many balls. He finally rushes. He beats out the player off the kickoff, and that sets it up for a nice touch by Sprat. So, I can't even think that Sheesh might be able to take this game, even with the 1-game lead, just because I saw last game. And Sprat putting that shot on, it's exactly the reason why it's tied up. At any point in time, it looks like the Sheesh defense will crumble.
Well, that's a little bit of a Caster blessing for the life of them. They have had so many opportunities to just finish this out and get themselves a game, but no matter what they do, they have found themselves in awkward position after awkward position, and then they bump into each other on offense. Wait, oh no, and then an own goal pinch. You've got to be kidding me. Going from bad to worse, Sheesh find themselves down 4-2 with 40 seconds remaining.
I love it. It comes off the defender after the cut. Strong set of attacking opportunities here as the boost is starting to run low here for Villains. A pass across to Sprat once again off the post. No goal at 2-minute mark.
How many shots are they going to take? And, well, how many shots are Villains going to take? Because despite having less than half the shots, Villains will be the first one to score, and finally they open up the game with a goal of... Brad wants the shot, and he will find it, but Ames does find a phenomenal save. And with about 80 seconds left, all Villains have to do is hold on, but they can't quite do so. Sheesh, 2 goals in a row, and they are right back into this game.
I can't believe it. Nobody can hold on to a lead. Nobody.
Game number 7, overtime. It's the greatest scenario we could have seen, and whether or not it was a normal scenario, it's not going to matter because Yumi, it happened. Kickoff goal for Sheesh, and they win it off of this. My prediction came true.
I cannot believe